All right, you want to talk about perfect adaptations from books to film. We're going to talk about A Series of Unfortunate Events. Lemony Snicket, author of the books, also author and scriptwriter and screen adaptation for this Netflix original series. This adaptation does what Jim Carrey could not in the film that preceded this by a few years. Right here, Neil Patrick Harris owns this role. You may know him from How I Met Your Mother. In this movie, he is Count Olaf, the devious and dastardly Count Olaf that is intent on stealing the fortune of these orphans whose parents died in a terrible fire. If you don't know what A Series of Unfortunate Events is, let me clue you in right now. So this is so self-referential in this series that the theme song says, "Look away," over and over and over. They don't want you to watch this. In the books, that's how it's written too. The author tells you, stop reading this right now, it's really depressing and there is no happy ending. And that's how this film is depicted as well. Neil Patrick Harris is a perfect villain, and over the course of the 8 episodes that are currently on Netflix, which cover the first 4 books in the series, so they're 2-part episodes for each story, and each episode is about 40 minutes. So you're looking at 8 40-minute episodes that cover the first 4 books. Neil Patrick Harris gets to play several different characters because the idea is he's always trying to weasel his way back into their life, and he has to do so in disguise because people that are taking care of these orphans are aware of who Count Olaf is, and they're kind of on the lookout for him. But the theme of this story is these kids are really smart, they're really independent, and they're smarter and more independent, more educated than the adults around them. But they do that without being in your face. The kids don't make fun of or flaunt the fact that they are better and smarter than the adults. They just simply are better and smarter than the adults. So the appeal here is maybe for like a tween generation, a 10-year-old to 13-year-old who wants to be reading the books. That's probably an appropriate age for them to read the books. Watching the movie, it's a little seeing these same things depicted. I mean, there is an incident, in the first episode here where the boy gets backhanded by Count Olaf. So there are moments that are, as an adult and as a parent, they're uncomfortable. And that's kind of the point of the series. I wouldn't recommend this for all audiences. It is a little bit darker. It has a similar feel to, like an Edgar Allan Poe movie or even potentially a Tim Burton film, although it's not as weird and twisted and creepy as Tim Burton films are. So I think it's extremely well done. You have cameos and appearances by incredible actors. Things that surprised me, and I hadn't read much of the press ahead of time, so I didn't know who was going to be in these episodes. But you have Alfre Woodard, who does a phenomenal job. Excellent actress anyway, but she is an excellent actress in this film too. You have Cobie Smulders, who's also of How I Met Your Mother fame with Barney Stinson here. Robin from How I Met Your Mother is also in this. You have the current voice of Batman in the Lego Batman movie, or, as you may also know him, a magician named Gob, or Job from Arrested Development. So you have several big name actors, but that's not the focus or the intention. As an adult watching this, I pick up on those things and it makes it even more enjoyable. But as a kid, you wouldn't care. You would just see them as characters in this story. So with the caveat that it isn't intended for all audiences, nor would I let a really young child watch it. I'm not going to let my kids watch it, just due to kind of the heavy nature of it and what's depicted, and how, terrible Count Olaf is to these kids. I think it definitely has its demographic who will love this. It's probably in the teenage category. And I enjoyed it myself, in my 30s still, because I had read the books. So if you've read the books and you've been hesitant to give this a chance because a lot of film adaptations fall short of the books, This one does not. This one nails it, knocks it out of the park. It's exactly how I pictured things. The acting is phenomenal. The kids in this are great. I think if I'm rating it, I would give this 5 out of 5 stars for adapting a book to film. I would give it 5 out of 5 stars for the sets, the scenery, the costuming, the acting, and I would give it, maybe 4 out of 5 stars for storyline as far as how much I enjoy it, because it is depressing. It's a series of unfortunate events. It's supposed to be depressing. That's kind of the point. As far as family friendliness and appropriateness, I'd give it like a 3.5 to 4 stars. It's okay for an older audience, not for everybody. All right, so go check it out. Do you think I'm way off base? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like the books? Do you like this adaptation on Netflix? Which one do you think is better and why? I'd love to see some discussion down below. I tend to give the edge to books, typically. This is one where it might actually even be better than the books themselves. And that's saying a lot. Neil Patrick Harris nailed this one. He's so good. So check it out if you haven't. Give the first episode a try. If you like that, then watch the other ones, and don't follow their instructions to look away. Look away. Okay, subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a lot more reviews like this one. I'm going to review stuff on Netflix, old DVDs that I have, and any movies I see in the theater as well. Thanks.